Hello everybody, thank you for coming back to Mitchie's 23. Today we are going to be making a bamboo cane pole for fishing. Thank you so much for coming back and I really appreciate it. Let's get started. Just a little warning, I have no idea what I'm doing. I do a little research and as far as making a cane pole and different knots, but other than that, I'm just making this from scratch. Let's see how we do. The reason why I chose bamboo to make my cane pole from is because I live in South Florida and there's abundance of bamboo, and I've always wanted to do a project with it, and I thought, oh, let's make a fishing pole out of it and let's see what happens. That's the reason why I chose bamboo. You can obviously use different materials to make a cane pole for fishing, and that's the reason why. Only reason why I chose bamboo is because it's, like I said, abundant in South Florida. So let's get started. So we set out to a couple locations to find bamboo. We found an area about 15 minutes away from my home. It was a nice, quiet area. I didn't trespass on nobody's property. I looked to see if it was safe. Only thing that there was a lot of bushes, and as I was cutting the bamboo, I heard a hissing sound, so I didn't know if there was a snake, so I kind of just got my bamboo and I kind of ran back to the car. Yep. Just to let you know, before I exited my vehicle, I looked around at the surroundings to make sure it was safe. Also, to ensure that I was not trespassing on somebody's private property. I was very lucky enough to find the bamboo on the side of the road to where I could have easy access to the bamboo. I used a machete to cut the bamboo, but you perfectly can use anything else. A warning, just make sure you know how to use one before cutting down the bamboo. If you don't know how to use one, please do not do it. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, bye. The second location was close to our solid waste authority area. There's a huge, nice park in South Florida. I grabbed about 2 bamboos from that area. Unfortunately, it wasn't strong enough to actually make a pole with, but maybe one day I'll use it for a different project, so it's good to have on hand, I guess. After I had my cane pole, I needed to get some sort of grip for the fishing pole, and I also needed to get fishing line and hooks for the fishing pole. I went with electrical tape. I'm pretty sure you can use whatever tape you want to use, but I just personally like electrical tape because it's somewhat waterproof and it's just really good to work with, and you can make really tight seals to kind of make a really good grip on the handle. Also, electrical tape is pretty reasonably priced. We got some for about under $3. Not too bad. The first step I did was clean the bamboo of all debris, like little leaves and little, they had little niches on them, or stubs. I gently sawed some of those off, and I also cut the rest of the bamboo off where I cut it with the, I used, machete, I believe, to cut the bamboo, but then I used a little hand saw to clean up the edge at the bottom, so when I wrap around the electrical tape, it will look even and nice. I researched all the knots on the internet to see what best knot I can use. I chose a knot so I can modify it to make a little handle or hook at the end of the bamboo fishing cane pole, so I can hang it up when I'm done with it. I liked it. It came out really, really cool. I made the knot and then I secured it with the electrical tape so the knot doesn't come loose, just in case I'm not that good at tying the knot. At least I know it'll be secure. The next thing I did was I wrapped and tied some fishing line near the handle of the pole, and I moved it along the pole to the very end of the tip. After that, I also took some electrical tape. I tied a little bit at that end and made a little loop there too. So if my line breaks off while I'm fishing, I could still use the pole at the end of the rod. You don't have to do this. I don't know what I'm doing, so I thought it would be kind of cool. So if I was on a fishing trip and the line broke, at least I can use the end of the pole to tie it back up real quick and use it. Also, you might have noticed when I was doing the handle, I used twine. That twine I had left over from when I made the bird feeder. So if you want to know more about that, I suggest you go to my channel and look at the bird feeder one so you can see how I got the twine. It was cheap. It was less than $1, and I got 3 rolls of it at the dollar store. So after I had my line secured on my pole, I measured the fishing line about the same length as the pole plus 1 foot. This is suggested online. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter, but I would recommend at least making it the length of the pole, so at least when you have it in the water, at least you'll be able to control it a little bit better. And you don't want it too short, because if you're on the dock, then you will have to lean all the way over. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Fish hook knots are really hard. I've gone fishing before, but normally the fishing pole has already had the hook on there. All I had to do was put the bait on. This is actually the first time ever in my life I actually tied a hook onto a fishing line. It was a little bit difficult, so if you notice, I actually kind of struggled a little bit to get the hook on the fishing line, but I think I did a pretty good job. I tried to do the one where you wrap around and you twist it, and then you pull it through the hook and you secure it with another knot. I kind of like that knot. I think that knot was a little bit easier for me to do. The other ones were a little advanced, but maybe with practice I can do it, but as of this time I went with that knot. So my total spending on this project, bamboo was free, obviously. Electrical tape was $2.50. Hooks were under $2. Fishing line was under $2, and the twine was free, left over from the bird feeder, as I said before. So I spent I spent under $10 for this, and I was able to make 4 fishing poles, which I think is really good, because regular cane poles without hooks and line, they run from anywhere from like $5 all the way up to like $100. It depends where you go on the internet. I thought I did pretty good. I have 4 fishing poles. Just a little tip, little info from Florida. If you're in the state of Florida and you want to go fishing, you can fish with a cane pole and you're not breaking the law. There is such thing as called a cane pole fishing law. Basically, it means you can catch all the fish you want with a cane pole. Also, obviously, the fish have to be in season. I researched to see which fish are in season, this and that, before you go. But as far as fishing without a license, use the cane pole. Awesome way to go. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I really appreciate your time watching this video. Also, come back next week and I will take my bamboo fishing poles fishing. Yay! Sounds like fun, doesn't it?